Hey, it's Erin. Are you not seeing results in hamstring development and you're wondering why? Well, in today's video, I want to share why that might be and give you 2 exercises that you can try to up your hamstring game. Now, it's important to understand the function of the hamstrings. They're involved in 2 basic movements, that is hip extension and knee flexion. To a lesser degree, you've got some external rotation where they're involved in turning the toe out, for example, but this is basically what they do. And when it comes to the function of the hamstrings, they are actually what's known as biarticular. Your biceps are the same way. So with the hamstrings, they are going to attach and cross over the hips and the knee, with the exception of the short head of the biceps femoris. I don't want to get too much into the technical part of it, but it's important to understand that if you're doing a lot of squats or a lot of leg press and expecting hamstring growth, it is not going to happen because of the nature of the hamstrings being biarticular. So if you're picturing a squat, as you squat down, you are lengthening the hamstring, right, at the hip, but what's happening to the knee? You're shortening the hamstring at the knee. So you've got kind of a net zero there. You're not really stressing that hamstring whatsoever. Most of this tension is going to go to your quads, is going to go to the glutes, TFL, all these other smaller muscles, not the hamstrings. So how do we remedy this? It's important to incorporate your hip extension exercises. So these are your hinge movements, like your RDLs, your good mornings, your pull throughs, back hypers, etc. But we also can't ignore knee flexion. And this comes from your leg curls, your Nordic curls, and training these 2 movements are going to help give you the best results. 2 of my favorite exercises just happen to be the Nordic curl on the lat pull down machine, and we've got the banded RDL. Now let's talk about the Nordic curl. A lot of times you can do this by using a partner or wedging your feet under a piece of equipment that's heavy. If you're training at home, if you have a heavy couch and you can stick your feet under that couch. I find at the gym, it is so much easier for me to just go to the lat pull down machine. You want to go ahead and set that knee roller down low so you're able to really secure yourself in. Grab the long handle attachment, and you are just simply going to hold on to that long handle attachment and you're going to spot yourself. So the idea here is to try not to use the bar as you're lowering yourself down. You're keeping your body in a plank position and you're using your hamstrings to lower yourself down to that full plank position, and then think about pulling yourself back up using just your hamstrings. But of course you have the bar there, and that is going to help you get back to your starting position. And you're going to do as many reps as you can, understanding that on that first set, maybe if you're strong, you might get 10 to 12. On the second set, maybe 7 or 8, then maybe 5 or 6. So that's how it will always go with the as many reps as you can sets. Now we're looking at our hip extension exercise, which is the banded RDL. And when you set this up, you can either set it up in the squat rack or you can set it up attached to a sturdy piece of equipment. And you want to make sure that the band is set up right at about your hip height. And this band is going to sit right in the crease of the hips. This is going to allow you to get that full range of motion. And what the band does is it gives you resistance, but it also gives you the cue to hinge. So as you grasp that dumbbell and you begin to descend, I want you to think about pushing your hips back, keeping your back flat like a tabletop. And so all of the stress is going to go to your hamstrings. And you really want to think about moving your upper body, getting back to that standing position by just using the hamstrings. And then at that standing position, you also have the ability to squeeze against the band, which gives you greater resistance there as well. So those are the 2 movements. You've got the Nordic curl for knee flexion. You have your RDL for hip extension. Now keep in mind that you can also program other exercises in. So like I said before, you've got your leg curls, all the leg curl varieties, seated leg curls, lying leg curls, cable, band, etc. And then we have our hinge movements. So we've got our reverse hypers, our good mornings, our RDLs. And it's important to incorporate these into your workouts in order to see the best results for hamstrings. What would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you made it this far, you're amazing. Keep up the great work and stay patient. Understand that results do take time, but if you're tracking progress and you're eating right and you are using progressive overload, and that just basically means you're training just a little bit harder each week, you're gonna see great results. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Thanks for watching. Until next time, train hard and train smart, y'all.